All right, guys, good afternoon and welcome on back. Continuing along our Wednesday, as I like to say, our wonderful Wednesday afternoon here in the Cyber Group Trading Room, and of course, streaming across social media here, guys, here with our afternoon meeting. Quick sound check just to begin, as always, make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. Today being Wednesday, we have class coming up this afternoon, guys. So for all of our students live in our trading room, we're going to post that link for class, the Phase 3 stock course coming up in just a moment. But with that in mind, we'd like to kind of just dive right into these scanners, building up our afternoon watch list. So let's hop into it quickly here, guys. Great to see all of us, though, live in our trading room. Bonnie, Michael, Ben, Donnie, Chuck, Will, who's been doing pretty good today as well. So let's hop into it. INDU in Dow Industrial, of course. To begin, rather, let me just start by saying this because I commented on this in our trading room yesterday. And yesterday afternoon when I was doing the meeting, well, right at this very time, we had a big drop off. And it was pretty funny to see what happened, at least by the time we finished this meeting up. Squeezed up, it was pulling back, so it looked like things were going to continue to drop. I was saying to you guys, look to follow the market going into the close here. And, well, I'll tell you, the final 10 minutes or 20 minutes of the day yesterday here, actually, I think, final 10 minutes, Dow ended up recovering, popping much higher going into the close. And, of course, a huge gap up, as Fausto discussed earlier today in the morning meeting. But now even pushing up higher. So very nice day across the board. And although I'm surprised to see how strong the market is myself, it's not going to prevent me from following the market further and following stocks that move with the market and our side list stocks. So what we'll do is go right from top to bottom, just building up our afternoon list for any of the big movers that we traded, whether it was moving with the market like the Dow here, or just one of the stocks that we had on the morning watch list. We'll recap those very quickly. Of course, we did really well, not even just on the side list stocks. So again, I mean, no better place to start than, well, number two, really. Number one, this one huge. It's still our top percent gainer. We're not going to put this on our list right now. Up still 139+% at this point in the day. News came out, I think, shortly after the open, didn't it? I think like news stock had halted, I think, for about 30, 45 minutes up until 10 o'clock Eastern time. And right when it reopened up, it gapped up much higher, but we ended up seeing a big drop. That from that point, it got halted off of volatility and then just continued to tank. So this, unfortunately, was a big bust, so to say, at least going into the open. It was up big leading into the morning. You figure it's going to pull back, but holy smokes, based on the news halt, you don't know when it's going to reopen up. So first, for any of us that were stuck in this trade, it's not really your fault. Meaning that, it wasn't as if perhaps you were holding on to the trade that long and losing and down and, then it got crushed and you were just further losing. But this stock got halted out of nowhere. You don't really know when it's going to get halted off of news. So if anybody got stuck in this trade, even if you were in from a good entry point, when it reopened up, big time drop. So, I saw a couple of us in even from around $10, $10.50 on the way up here from earlier, and they ended up getting a large amount of their profits wiped out. It sucks. And for those that got in from a higher price, of course, you're down big, unfortunately. We got caught on that maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago on Slack Technologies work. I think it was going into the end of the day. A few of us here live in our trading room actually remember that. I got caught in it. I got my ass handed to me. So, just keep in mind, it can tamper the rest of your day being down on a trade, especially one that's like this. But for anyone, again, that ended up getting stuck in the halt, listen, it's not your fault. And in fact, so much so, I want to give a quick shout out. In fact, if you don't mind me doing so here, I want to give a big shout out to John M, because he was a trader that was stuck in this halt, and to get back up on the horse and to continue trading to recover, it's a very difficult task. John messaged me earlier. He was down big, not going to say how much, but he ended up remessaging me later on. He says, Josh, it took a while, but not only did I dig out of said hole, I'm up a little bit more now at this point, a little bit more than his day's pay, in fact. So, guys, first off, I want to give a big shout out to John M here in our trading room, who did a great job recovering from his big loss earlier on this trade. But most importantly, I told him the first thing I told him, guys, I said, do not lose a single dollar now. You are done for the day. After being down that much and recovering and coming back, the last thing that you want to do is keep trading. Don't get greedy at this point, John. Lock it up. That's it. So congratulations on your day. And of course, getting back up on the horse, as I had said before. This trade, huge. Just keep in mind, we're not going to put this on our list now at this point. Hopefully it ends up making a nice bounce recovery squeeze for us to take advantage of at some point this week, but doesn't seem like it'll be today. All right, GNUS. Want to don't want to really waste much more time here. Holy smokes, this thing's back up to 8 now, isn't it? So we last just called this out as it was moving up to 8. It broke above huge iceberg order off of 750, tested 8. And from that point, well, I said in the chat board, and I said this honestly from the beginning of the day too. So, I have a lot of egg on my face still from earlier this morning, guys. I told you guys early, or a few of us here, I didn't think it was going to make another big move up after the last 3-4 days here. And given all of the interest on this stock, for as much as this went up, when is it going to pull back? So to be transparent, I didn't take a single trade on this GNUS stock until later on this afternoon when there was a better opportunity in my eye off of 750, the 50-cent levels and whole numbers. But I'll tell you, for those that did well on this trade, congratulations. You guys focused on the trend. You didn't let the assumption get ahead of you here like I did perhaps. Hey, if a stock breaks above a major resistance, if we see a steady trend up, and at that point, if there's a good opportunity to at least retain a profit, you still have to go for it, right? And I said that before, just when I started this meeting, just with the market in mind. I let my assumption get the best of me here, and I missed out on the first big run up here. And I'll tell you, I still don't think it's going to make as big of a squeeze up going into the close as what we saw from earlier this morning. I certainly hope I'm wrong. We're clearly going to put this on our list. How could we not at this point? GNUS. Just be careful off the next break off of 8 here, guys. So we started to see some volume filled off of 8, but myself, Ben, we were commenting here in the trading room live that, there's over 500,000 shares on the ask at least right off that $8 level. And that's what's showing. So imagine what's not showing, perhaps. There could be even more volume behind what's listed there on the order book. So, that's something perhaps that you'll have the chance to hear Fausto discuss in the Phase 3 class this afternoon. But either way, we're going to put GNUS on our list, focus on the major volume-based levels, as we always look to do. Here in this case, look for the next breakout, perhaps off of 8. All right, so I'll tell you, I had egg on my face earlier today on GNUS. I didn't think it was going to make this run up. I was following Sava, though. And Sava, as Daniel W. in our trading room just commented, he's just calling this out. It's making a nice push back up to 350. Might have a limit order set here. Oh, nope, I didn't get filled. I would have heard the order filled, right? I thought I had an open stop limit order to enter here. Thankfully, I didn't, because as I keep going, if this tanks, then I would have been in a bad spot. But man, Sava, this thing was a fantastic run up, guys. And, going into the open, it was up a lot. It pulled back, pretty early on after its pre-market breakout early. And at that point, honestly, I didn't think it was going to make this type of squeeze. But it wasn't up as much compared to, GNUS, and especially across the last 4 days. So I felt more confident that, perhaps Sava can make that type of move that GNUS did. Huge gap to fill on the daily chart also. So even if we can get a fraction of that gap fill, it would be a home run hit. And of course, as you could see, it was. So, Sava was one of the best trades alongside GNUS. We have another one too that's moving pretty nicely also. But for right now, Sava still squeezing up for right now, up to 350. So, hey, I put GNUS on our list. I'll put Sava right back on our list too. All right. DLPN, I saw a couple of trades on this one earlier. Dolphin Entertainment. I don't know what the company is as much. Maybe another esports stock. I have zero clue. Entertainment company, obviously. We'll look to see if it can maybe break above $1. Just for right now, I'll see if there's better opportunities, though, as we continue to scroll down. All right. ENT. Interesting. I like the chart pattern here. Not as keen on the spread. So I tell you that, I mean, it's an 8-cent spread right now, some pretty thin orders on the book, sans you have a 311, a 10,000 share order on the bid. I'll come back to this. I mean, I don't mind the pattern on the chart, but for right now, I'll pass. All right, what else do we have here, guys? We'll kind of just skim down right now, see if there's any other familiar names or stocks that we traded just from earlier today. Apps, APPS is one of them. Actually, I skipped above one just before, but for the meantime, this Apps trade ended up breaking out shortly after the open, right off of 8. From there, moved up pretty nicely up to the pre-market high, 840-ish, 835. And here's the thing. You could see the higher lows build. You could see the Fausto flag essentially form there. There we go. Higher lows, squeezing up to that major resistance, 835, and the end result, big pop and run up from that point. So Apps, again, another big move. A nice runner, at least for us today. It is still near the highs of the day going into the close. Alongside that, it is also shortable. So, if this does crap out the other way, unlike GNUS, we're not able to short that stock at least. This one we would be able to. Of course, we're focused more on the potential breakout rather than that shakedown, but it's still a possibility though. We've seen that happen, play out, oftentimes. So I don't mind putting this app stock on our list here too. All right, Mark, another familiar name, MARK. Look at this popping right now. New high of the day on Mark. I didn't trade this going into the afternoon. Looks like it had a really nice run up. You would assume major resistance right off a 3. Huge 100,000+ share iceberg on the ask. Oh man, Fausto's going to kill me here during this class, guys. I'm going to put like 30 stocks on this list, I feel, at this point. I'm joking when I say he's going to kill me, but it's a big list already. We already have 4 stocks so far, and I'm sure plenty more to come. So, for right now, Mark, it looks like it ended up just breaking above 280. I'll scroll down on the tape actually quickly if I have the chance. Oh, man, this thing's trading so much volume. Are you kidding me? I can't even go back that far. Let's see. 225 even. Geez, so 5 minutes before that, 4 minutes. Let's at least quickly look through the tape, see where the prints fell at least so I can give you guys a clear level to focus on in terms of support. Yeah, 280. I was going to say right here, huge iceberg at 280 filled. It kept pushing up a little bit, 280. You figure 5-cent increments, but it broke from the chart off 280. Looks like we had more prints on the time and sales right off that 280 level. So perhaps that could be treated as support here. Should it pull back a bit more, or otherwise your next resistance ahead at 3. All right, let's keep it going, guys. SIG. Oh, that's not SIG. SIG. Here we go. Signet Jewelers, I don't know, ended up making a huge pop earlier on today, running up all the way throughout the afternoon or late morning, early afternoon, and still going at this point. So it's hard to deny putting this stock just on our main watch list. It is shortable. It's right within our price range, tight spread. It's been tight spread the whole day. Trading fairly consistent volume throughout the day. It died off a little bit earlier, but as you could see, at least off the pop, it pushed back up a little bit more. The volume picked up, I should say, and it's just very active still at this point in the afternoon. It's shortable, so if it craps out the other way, as I'd said before with the other one. So SIG, we'll put on our main list here. All right. Damn, we're going to have a 30 stock list, I'm telling you. Play, this was a great run from earlier. I'm not going to put this on our list now, but just want to give a shout out to Play Dave & Buster's. This thing was up like 30+% earlier today. Huge, clean run up. I mean, with the market, mind you, but, for as much as this stock dropped off, 2-3 months ago, it's been doing a great job recovering, and especially today. So squeezing up essentially almost perfectly from 13.50 up to 17, and pretty flat now. So we're not going to put this on our list for the meantime, but great side list stock between Play and very quickly, if I can, I doubt it made as big of a move, but Six Flags up 8+%. I tend to follow those two similarly. All right, let's hop over to Boeing. I saw Dwayne just pick up a beautiful trade on Boeing. BA, he was out at 172.55. So let me hop over to that. I told you guys live in the trading room we were going to put Boeing right away on our main list. I wasn't going to get to it, I don't think, on the gainers side. It's not up enough as much as the others, but obviously, perfect trend. This thing is just, no pun intended, but clearly intended. This thing's been moving up very nicely. It's been ready for liftoff this whole day. So hopefully it can continue to squeeze up. Very nice job from Dwayne. He just closed out, like I'd said, he was in from 170.61. and out at 172.55, picked up basically $1.90 or so. So very nice job to win. Yeah, so Boeing, pretty expensive, right? But we're going to, of course, break that rule here, put this on our watch list going into the close. Hey, like Fausto says all the time, one share, right? So alongside Boeing, we have Save Spirit Airlines moving up perfectly with it. UAL. I might just slap just airlines all together just on our list, guys. And that alone is like 4, 5, 6 symbols. So airlines altogether, I feel like moving with the market. Boeing, of course, the leader of those right now. And yeah, all of these. I thought Fausto said earlier he was in Delta. I missed a lot of the chat from earlier today. So I don't know if that was a day trade from him or a swing trade. I'm sure he'll talk about that in class. AAL is not moving up nearly as well. Delta's pushing up nicely, though. So Delta, UAL, Save, those are the top 3 alongside Boeing. All right, so let's see. Time check right now, 2:45 Eastern time, guys. We have class in about 15, 20 minutes. Want to make sure that we're all prepped up, ready to go. Home, yeah, pass. All right, I think that we're going to hop over to the losers list, guys. I wouldn't really imagine there to be much down that's worth the opportunity. Oh, actually, pardon me. One or two more. And Goose might make the list here too. We knew that Canadian Goose would be reporting earnings this morning. We didn't focus on the stock as much leading into the market open, but of course, a big pop and the way it's trading right now, it's hard to not put this on our list. At this point, I'll kind of just put this on the side. It will likely make the list. One stock I am going to put on our list: NIO, NIO. So I skipped over this just before. NIO ended up just recently breaking through a huge iceberg order on the ask at 550. You can see it's been having a tough time since, though. So I hope that the run is not done on this trade. You'd have to expect at some point it's going to. But, 550 was a double top high of the day's setup. So, for right now, it still seems pretty strong. Just want to see it continue to move up, perhaps up to 560 and above at that point. So, yeah, NIO we'll put on our watch list. And again, hey, actually pretty surprising fact with NIO, I should say, because it hasn't been shortable in a little while. You can see it's not hard to borrow. It is indeed shortable. I was actually shorting NIO a bit earlier on today off the 550 level, down to 530-ish. I was in and out a couple times there, moved back up off 520. And for right now, again, I mean, hey, we're focused on the trend up, but again, another one of those stocks at least that are shortable. All right, let's hop over to the losers list. Like I'd said kind of just before, I wouldn't expect for there to be a whole ton of opportunities here on the loser side. ALNA dropped off earlier today, tanked. Just not really going much of anywhere now, though. Bunch of crap hard to borrow above it otherwise, so I wouldn't really look to focus on these as much. PGen, big runner from yesterday, pretty flat right now, not really doing as much. What makes the top percent gainers list one day typically makes the percent losers list next. PPC, Pilgrim's Pride Corp. Interesting. I saw Ben trade this off the drop off earlier. Yeah, I mean, it still seems somewhat active. It's obviously in a tighter range compared to how it was moving from earlier, and the volume, it died off quite a bit here too. But I'd still say at this point in the afternoon, it could still be worth the follow, given just the overall range that it made today from the top of the drop down to the bottom. It is shortable still, so you know what? I'll put this on our list. PPC, I kind of sold myself into doing it. NVAX. So yeah, let's talk about the pharma companies here today, or at least the COVID vaccine companies that were in the running for the vaccines. So news came out today, I think, that NVAX and INO, their vaccine trials or their vaccines entirely apparently aren't really as producing in terms of consistent results. I posted that little tidbit earlier on INO, which led to a huge drop off in Inovio Pharmaceuticals. I guess the same thing happened on NVAX. So it's been a great opportunity to try and mainly short, but it's been squeezing up off of 1220 there. In our chat board, Ben just posted a profit. He was in from 1240, I think, just before. So topped off a little bit underneath 13, the INO stock. If anything, mRNA was the big winner here. At the same time as those two tanked, mRNA ended up running. So just keep those in mind. I mean, mRNA is very expensive. I guess I'll have to put this one on our main list, feature this one perhaps a bit. The INO trade, I feel like it's not going to provide as big of an opportunity on the way up now at this point. If you're catching it off the bottom or at least off the last breakout there, you had some opportunity, but otherwise I feel like, you can't short it, and otherwise it's not really going to move up as much. The mRNA trade, at least I feel like, has more opportunity, even NVAX, but we'll keep that one off our list for right now. All right, let's see, guys. Anything else on the loser side, or maybe entirely, just if there's anything else that I missed, just up, down, left, right here, guys, let me know in the chat board. That goes just for the trading room and of course, across social media. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different symbols so far, and then the airlines entirely. So, airlines are like 4 stocks already. So essentially, we have like 12 stocks on our list. No shortage of opportunity here this Wednesday afternoon, guys. All right, got a comment in here. That's right. So this was actually one also that I had skipped over briefly, and I noted that just before. NMRK from one of our commenters here on YouTube. Yeah, so NMRK is shortable. Newmark Group ended up making a nice run up, and I say shortable because, of course, as you can see now, after running up over 35+%, it's been pulling back. So, it's been a good opportunity to consider. For right now, the spread is pretty tight and pretty filled in order book. So I do like that. So it's hard to not put this on there. So I think Goose will scratch off our list that'll kind of be on our side list still, and the NMRK will make the cut. So that makes it probably like 12, 13 total stocks on our list now at this point. All right, guys. So I think that just about does it. If there's anything else, we'll try and scan for it probably around 3:30 when we tend to see the HFTs pick up more going into the end of the day. At least for now, guys. Again, like I said, we have plenty of opportunity. Stick to this list, please. Don't get yourself overwhelmed by a bunch of other stocks that are moving. Perhaps they're tradable, but for example, GNUS. How could you avoid GNUS right now, or Saba, or Apps? A lot of these stocks that we already featured and put on our list, I would start with those guys. It gives you a very good opportunity to try and catch a quick move already off the bat going into the close. From Abdallah here, LK. I like the pop on LK. LK was moving a little bit earlier. Kathleen, I thought, called it out in pre-market. We didn't focus on this as much. Did move up, and of course, as you could see, it's been pushing up for right now. Might have to add this, Abdallah. LK is a familiar name. It's cheap, tight spread stock. Has a huge opportunity to potentially run up, just given the huge drop off we had, 2 months ago at this point. All right. I'll do it. I'll put LK on. So again, no shortage of opportunity, guys. So start and stick with this list, at least going into the close. If there's anything else that we'll look to move, we'll try and call it out probably in about 15, like I'd said, 15 more so 30 minutes from this point forward. All right, guys. So for all of our students here, after I shortly post the picks here in the chat board, we'll look to post the link coming up once more for Fausto's Phase 3 stock course. Again, you'll have the chance to see the man himself trade the market close. All right, guys. I look forward to joining you guys in that class. And of course, I'll be in the chat board as well, commenting with you guys going into the afternoon. For anybody on YouTube that would like to learn more about what we offer here at CTU, just make sure that you guys call the phone number down below on the banner. One of our education advisors will gladly pick up and provide more detail. All right, guys, I say this all the time. Let's try and close out the day just as well as we had opened it up. Take care, guys.